lists are just ways you can store multiple types of data. You could store numbers, you can store names, different strings, different things like that. So first thing I'm going to do is save this as lists.py. Let this text editor know that we're making lists here. And the way you create a list is, we'll just say we're going to create a list of world leaders, for example. We're not going to do any modern ones, but we'll do Napoleon. Is that how you spell Napoleon? So the first thing you want to do in a list is you use these brackets. These brackets are going to, anything inside these brackets are the list of things you're going to do. So Napoleon, possibly spelled incorrectly, not a big speller. And then you want to insert them with either quotation marks or small, little, or single quotes. So we're going to be using single quotes. So Napoleon, and then anything that you want to store outside, whenever you denote a next item, you'll put a comma, and that will create a new item in that list. So Napoleon, Alexander, Genghis, and we'll do Caesar. Okay. So now that this list is created, if we want to print out this list, we would just do print and then world leaders, and you'd see down here it prints out all of our people. And since I capitalized the first letter in each one, it automatically capitalized the first letter in each name. So let's try to use some of the stuff we use. So let's try world leaders upper. Okay, I've never done this before, so I don't even know if you can do this. So list object has no attribute upper, as you can see here. So this tells you exactly where your, we're going to take a look at where these problems lie. So if you look, it tells you most recent call last. So file is telling us what file, and it tells us what line that we're having the error in. So line 3, as you can see up here, and it says that there's no attribute upper. So can't use upper with lists. So world leaders, and we're going to print it again. So let's say you don't want to access everything in world leaders, right? Let's say you just want to access the first thing in a world leader. So if you want to access a world leader, if you want to access something in a list and you just want to access the first thing in the list, a list start at, like most things in a computer, start at 0. So Napoleon would be 0, Alexander would be 1, 2, and 3 for Caesar. So to print out Napoleon, we would just type world leaders, and in brackets we would put a 0. And whenever we do that, you see we've got the list up top from printing world leaders, and then whenever we printed the world leaders 0, we got Napoleon. So that's how you can print out multiple things in Napoleon. So it seems like you can actually, as I'm going through here, you can use upper for individual items in the list. So if we use upper for just one of the items, it automatically puts Napoleon in all caps. Or if we did lower, Napoleon in all lowercase. So you can manipulate them just as individuals, but not as the entire list. So we can go ahead and print out multiple things. We can print out world leader. Oh, not a while loop. We're not on that yet. World leaders. Let's say we want to print out Alexander the Great. So we'll put a bracket. Now we get Napoleon and we have Alexander. So if you can actually get Python to go in reverse. So if, let's say you want to start at the back of the list. So we're looking at world. I keep doing that. World leaders bracket, and then we do -1. It's going to print out Caesar. So it starts at the back, and so this would be 0. This is -1, -2, -3, and Napoleon can actually be printed, I think, if you type -4. You can see Napoleon's also printed with -4. So the negatives actually wrap around. If you put 5 here, though, we're going to get an error because there's no 5th element. Although there's 0, 1, 2, and 3, there's no 4 or 5. So whenever we try to print 5, it doesn't exist. So you can only loop through in reverse. So if we type -6, for example, seems like it's also out of range. So let's try -5, get an error, -4, that's where we get to Napoleon. So we can only go through forwards or backwards a certain amount. So we can go 0, 1, 2, 3, or we can go 0, -1, -2, -3, and -4 to Napoleon. So that's how you can manipulate the data. Let's just look around in different sections of the list. So let's say you want to print out an individual value from a list and you want to put it in a sentence. So we're going to go ahead and delete all this world leader stuff. So print. So the first thing you're going to do is type F because we're going to format, and we're going to use that same format the way we did before. We're going to have these curly brackets, and inside of it we're going to type world leaders, and then we're going to put inside these brackets the world leader we want to print out. So we're going to print out, for example, Genghis Khan. So 2 for Genghis. So was a messed up dude. So whenever we print this, it goes ahead and instead of you're putting Genghis Khan here, inserting it here with the format method. So it inserts Genghis, the second item in our list, which is the third technically because it goes 0, 1, 2, and it just says was a messed up dude because he was. He's a very horrible person. Crazy powerful leader, but that was about it. So if you want, let's say we want to print out something about every single world leader. So print F. And this is just an exercise from the book that I'm going through. So we've already printed out all the names. Now we're going to print a greeting for each world leader. So we're going to go ahead and put in our curly brackets, put world leaders, and we're going to print out something for Napoleon. You were actually not short. A lot of people portrayed Napoleon as short, but he actually was not a very short dude in real life. And that was just to make the French look weak. Sneaky bastards. So now we're going to print out something for Alexander the Great. World leaders, put in brackets, 1. You died very young. I believe he was like either in his 30s or in his 20s when he died. And he conquered a lot of land during that time frame. And finally, Caesar, world leaders, et tu, Brute. So if we print this, we get a message. Napoleon, you were actually not short. Alexander, you died very young. Genghis was a messed up dude. And Caesar, et tu, Brute. Alright, so that's just how you create different types of things. Different lists, how you use each item in that list. Or if we wanted to, we could print. Let's put in here just curly brackets. We'll just type world leaders. This is a list of famous leaders in history. Period. Print it. And it prints out our list, but it prints it out with that list format with the entire brackets and all that. So that's not really something you want to use too often. I can't really see too many situations. Well, maybe not just printing stuff, but you wouldn't want to do that. So one more thing I'm going to do is I forgot to, you have to do this every single time, and it's really annoying. There's probably a way to default it, but forgot to put, if we go to, where is it? We just had an indentation. We want to indent using spaces and tab width of 4, just like before. And our ruler we want to set to 80, which I can see here, but I can't see up here. That's weird. View, ruler, 80. Okay, there we go. No idea why I printed it down here this way, but whatever. So 80, if you remember correctly, is how far we want our code to reach out before we start a new line of code. So let's say we want to put something else on our list, right? We've got all these world leaders. Let's say we want to put King George in here, right? So we'll do world leaders, and then to add something to a world leader, you do world leaders dot append. and then you would type in the name of what you want to append to the end of that list. So we'll put in George. Should we call him? No one else got their names. So now got their little titles in there, so we won't give him his. World leaders, you can see Napoleon, Alexander, Genghis, Caesar, and George is now in our list. And George will forever be in that list until we remove him. So we can go ahead and append more things like that. But let's get rid of all this stuff. And let's say we want to make a list of food, but right now our food is empty. So we'll do food.append. And we'll put, sorry, really needed that, pizza in our list. And when we go down here and we print food, we'll get pizza. So if you have an empty list, you can actually fill it with stuff. So whenever we actually get to parts where we were doing user inputs, let's say we're making a list of usernames and we make a brand new website and we're waiting people to enter, we'll have a list of usernames that'll be completely empty, and whenever people input that, we can append that and put it into our list of usernames. So we're just going to append a couple more things. Pizza, steak, pizza, roast beef. And if you guys are curious where I'm getting all of this stuff, it's actually what Patrick is asked during SpongeBob what he ate for breakfast. So I think it's pizza, steak, roast beef, some chicken. I think it's something like that. So if we print food, you can see we've got a list of different, that is my bathroom making creepy ghost sounds. We can print food and we get a list of items that Patrick ate for breakfast. So this every time you append an item, it just automatically puts it at the end of the list. So we've got two lists. We got the first original one, which is a pizza. And then we have where we printed, and then we added these other three, and we got a second list, which includes the first list of pizza, steak, roast beef, chicken. So let's say we want to put something in, but we don't want to put it at the end. Let's say we want to print these foods and they're actually our favorites, but we forgot our absolute favorite. We want to so the way you do that is you put the name of the list, you type dot, and then you put insert. After you type insert, you'll put parentheses and you'll put where you want to insert it into. So if we want to put it at the beginning, we put a 0 and we'll put ice cream. So if we print food, see that ice cream is at the beginning. So this would be used for, I can't really think of an exact situation where you'd use this. I mean, I'm sure there are some where you want to insert things at the beginning. Maybe say you want to put people in reverse chronological order. So every time you put a username, you would insert it with 0, and so it would be put first, and then every other username after it will be going down the line. Now, since we can put things, we're actually going to remove all these prints here, just so we can make it a little bit cleaner whenever we print stuff. Whenever we actually hit the print button, we're only getting our final result. Oops, I just copied and pasted my Twitch account. I guess it's some self-advertising on my own Twitch page, so it doesn't really make sense. But if we print out food, we'll get this list of ice cream, pizza, steak, roast beef, chicken. Now let's say pizza's out. I don't like it anymore. So we'll go to remove something. You'll go food.remove. I think it's remove. Is it remove? Delete. Delete, actually. I am wrong on a lot of accounts. It's actually delete and then the name of what you want to delete. And then in parentheses, you'll put the position on that list of what needs to be deleted. So if we take a look, we've got ice cream, pizza. So we're trying to remove pizza. So 0, 1. So if we delete that, and then we print food, now pizza's gone. So we just have ice cream, steak, roast beef, and chicken. So we don't have to worry about eating pizza anymore. Now let's say we want to remove something at the end of a list, and you want to make sure it's just the end of the list item. So what you want to do is you want to, I don't necessarily have to do it this way, but let's say these are the order of the things I ate, right? Let's say I ate pizza, steak, roast beef, chicken. Oh, and then I forgot I ate ice cream first. So I ate ice cream, pizza, steak, roast beef, and the last thing I ate was chicken. So we're gonna make a list of food called food eaten, or last food eaten. And it's a long name for a list, but this is just for an example of something. And this will equal food.pop. So whenever you use the pop function, what it does is it removes the last item in that list, and then puts it here. So last food eaten will equal food.pop. So if we print last food eaten, we'll get chicken down here. So if you put pop at the end of something, it removes that item from the list, and it's permanently gone. So if we print food now, you can see that chicken has been removed from this list, and it's now only in this new list, or this variable last food eaten, because we didn't put this as a list, we just put it as a variable. So that's how you can remove items. But let's say you can also pop an item that is, if you put in here, you can actually put the position of what item you want to pop. So it doesn't necessarily delete it, it removes it, and you can put it somewhere else. So let's say the first thing I ate in this was breakfast, right? First thing I ate this morning was breakfast, and the first item in the list is what I ate. So breakfast is what I'm going to print out, but we need to put the first item, so put a 0 in here, it's in this list, so it's going to pop out ice cream. So for breakfast, I had ice cream. So breakfast equals food.pop 0, which is here, ice cream. And you can do that with anything in a list. You don't have to. You don't have to put 0. You can put 0, 1, 2, 3. You can put whatever you want. So the next thing. So you can actually. I knew there was a way to remove. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. So we're not gonna talk about popping things anymore. We're gonna talk about actually removing things with the remove function. So if I do food.remove, I can put the actual item that I want to remove in here. So let's say I want to remove roast beef. So whenever I remove roast beef and I print food one more time, roast beef is gone. No longer eating roast beef this morning. So this is how you remove an item from the actual variable. And you can remove, let's say someone deletes their username. So whenever they delete it, you can go to the list and say, all right, username.delete or remove, and it removes that name from the list of usernames. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, let's say you want to name something that you don't want to eat it because of a certain reason. Let's say too fatty. Something's too fatty equals ice cream. Too much fat, too much sugar. We don't want to eat it. So print food. So you can actually do a food.remove. And inside of here, you can put a variable that it will remove. So if we remove too fatty and then we print food again, you can see that we are removing this variable, which is too fatty, and it is attributed to ice cream. So if it matches something in the list, it will remove it from that list. So let's put something that's not in this list. Let's put yogurt, because I hate yogurt and it's disgusting. I would never eat it. So you can see here, remove X is not in the list, so it's going to give us an error. So we don't want to remove yogurt. We're going to stop that. We're going to remove ice cream because it's too fatty. So we've got ice cream at the beginning and then we removed it. So if you want to say why you removed something, you can put, now that that variable has been assigned, we can say, we don't eat, curly brackets, too fatty, because we're on a diet. So whenever you format that, it's going to use this variable right here, too fatty, which is up here, and it's going to print, we don't eat ice cream because we're on a diet. And that is how you can remove items from a list. So this exercise that we're going to do next, let's see, how long have I been going? 20 minutes? Let's see here. We'll go just for a little bit longer, covering one more. So the next thing we're going to look at is, let's say we want to have a guest list. Let's say we're going to have dinner with a bunch of people. And we're going to have a dinner with a bunch of famous people, so of course we're going to create the list by putting brackets. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put Bill Gates, because I would love to have dinner with Bill Gates. That would be awesome. Other person we're going to put is Elon Musk, even though he's kind of a dick. He's still crazy smart, and I would definitely like to ask him some questions about his ideas for rockets and basically technology in general. And then we'll do a famous actor. I don't know. I would really like to talk to, I can't even think of anyone right now. I'll just stick with the famous rich tech people. We'll put Jeff Bezos. Let's say we've got a guest list and we're going to have dinner with all of these guys. So we're going to print. You can invite anyone who'd like to invite, make a list, use press in person. Okay. So we're going to invite each person from this list to dinner. So first one, put guest list, parentheses. Oh wait, I forgot to put F at the beginning. So this will tell it that, hey, we're gonna format, we're gonna put guest list, and the first item in that list is 0, so Bill Gates. Would you like to have dinner? And you, oh, looks like I messed up. List is not, oh, come on. Oh, I know what I did wrong. It's brackets. Bill Gates, would you like to have dinner? So we're going to print this basically for everybody, so I'm just going to copy this line. So that if you're watching this, I think I had one viewer actually. If you're watching this, I'm using the Python Crash Course book. I definitely recommend buying it. It's on Amazon. And it is, basically I'm just going through and doing some of the exercises from it. I'm not doing all of them, I'm just going through the major ones. So if we do this, we can print out Bill Gates, would you like to have dinner? Elon Musk, would you like to have dinner? And Jeff Bezos, would you like to have dinner? Well, now it says that we just heard that one of our guests can't make it, and we'll have to think of someone else to invite. So we're going to say that guest list, we're going to add someone to our guest list. We're going to append, and let's say that we're going to invite Barack Obama. We're going to discuss technology with a bunch of rich, famous people that are technological geniuses and the previous president of the United States. So we're going to say print. Actually, let's go ahead and copy and paste that again. Now that Barack Obama is at the end of the list, he's item 3, which is 0, 1, 2, and then Obama will be over here. 3. What did I mess up? Guest list out of pen Barack Obama. Can't assign function to call. Oh. I'm crazy. So you don't put equal. I don't know why I did that. My bad. You put it inside of here. So Barack Obama. I'm still learning and going through this as well. So Barack Obama, would you like to have dinner? And syntax is very important in Python. So it's in pretty much any programming language. It's just something you're going to have to get used to. So guest list And we're going to guest list dot remove. I'm going to remove Elon Musk because he's kind of a jerk. Elon Musk. And we're going to say that someone can't make it. So we'll put another set of curly brackets, and we'll put guest list. I'm actually going to pop this. Can't go will equal guest list.pop. And we're going to format here, can't go. Can't make it. Just that 81 line, so we're going to do this. So string cannot be interpreted as an integer. We're supposed to put the actual, so the reason that didn't work is I had a string in pop. And what you actually want is an integer telling it what number of that list to actually use. So Bill Gates, Elon Musk is number 1. So line 13, there's a problem. So list index out of range. So let's do this in pieces. So we'll do the first part first. Oh, that's because we actually removed someone. So there we go. The reason that didn't work is because since I had removed Elon Musk, the position 3 wasn't where Barack Obama was. It went 0, 1, 2, so it was going to go Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Barack Obama. And I had 3 put, so it was looking for this Elon Musk here. And now I'm going to put can't go, can't make it. And we're just going to make sure our quotation marks are in the right place. Elon Musk can't make it. Bam. So that is how you would get different. That's how you would basically remove someone from a list, add them to a list, and then you would put it in a message saying who can go and who can't. So we're going on 30 minutes here, so I'm going to finish this one up. They're still going to be continuing chapter 3 in the next video, and I'll probably be streaming that later today because I've got nothing else to do and I want to finish this chapter today. So thanks for watching, and hope you see my next video.